Go ahead, Sai. Let's do one more shelf across the bottom.
Hey, I got a little paint on me. It's okay to get paint. Like, I don't like it.
Hi, my name is Alexandria Kirkez, and I'm the art specialty teacher here at the Harker Preschool. Many of the canvas paintings have taken multiple steps to get where they are to their complete project, and so I'd like to talk to you about how the preschoolers went about completing this project. The first step was finding out what each preschooler's favorite color was, mixing that color. As the preschoolers answered the question, if someone gave you a magical wish, what would you wish for? After writing down what the preschoolers were most interested in, I went on the internet and found some pictures of those things for them to look at while they were creating these canvas projects. Once we had the photos to look at, it became more like a still life. We were able to chunk the shapes of the images that they had chosen. We would sit down together one-on-one, and I would ask them before they get started to take out their finger, start at the bottom, and trace the contours of the shape all the way around so that they know what they're dealing with before they get into it. And once the contours were completed, we went in and filled in the shape. So for this, as an example, that person would have made a big rectangle and then filled it in. So you can make these little ditties for the kids to say as they're painting it. And it's really amazing. They get their paintbrush with a lot of control and they say up and fork. So it's kind of coming out and they're learning different kinds of vocabulary and how to see shapes within a greater picture. We also reviewed the concept of texture and how to make different shapes. So for example, if someone was making a cloud, how can we make that cloud look very fluffy? And so I had them hold the paintbrush in a very controlled way. So this is a little bit tricky for preschoolers, so they also got to practice this motion of holding the paintbrush with a lot of control. They took that paintbrush and instead of going left to right in a stroking motion, they took the paintbrush and puffed it around to make those clouds look really fluffy and Now, what makes this even more complex is bringing those tints and shades into the painting. For example, if we look really close at this painting, we can see that there are different light sources. And those light sources can be represented in the canvas paintings using tints and shades. So we would look for the lightest part. The lightest part is usually on the top or the front of the object. And so the children would know it's light, it's a light tint. So they would take whatever color they were working with, maybe blue, and they would mix it with white. And so it would make that blue tint that would give it a lot of depth. It's very important for an artist to know how to correct the things that they want to change. I always had a wet rag next to me. Take that wet sponge or cloth and gently rub it to make that paint come off, and then you can always go back in. But it was really important to me to convey the fact that there are no mistakes in the art studio. There's always something that you can do to go back into your work and make it look more like you want it to. Doing a quick review of how this one was made, we started with the ovals at the bottom, made some larger, skinnier ovals from there, a bigger one to connect them, a smaller circle. She identified 2 triangles, then went up at the top, made those 2 triangles, filled it in with primary blue, following slow procedures in order for the children to feel comfortable enough to do something this challenging. It's the difference between giving the child a picture of a cat and saying, there you go ahead and do it, working out each and every shape and each and every color in order for it to look the way that they want it to look. I'd love to invite you to take a look at this handout about discussing art. There are a few things on here that will help you go about talking to your children about how they've created their artwork and why. For example, you can start by saying what you notice. I noticed you made 4 ovals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just noticing the fact that they took the time to create those shapes and how they brought dimensionality to those shapes will really validate all the hard work that they've put into this project. Ask the artist to tell you a story. Ask them to tell you why they chose this as their topic and why they would want that if they had a magic wish. What would they do if they had a pirate ship? What would they do if they saw an orange eating an acorn? The world outside my window is a world of color I see. Fiddle-dee-dee, outside my window, a world of color I see. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. The sky outside my window is as blue as can be. Fiddle-dee-dee, outside my window is blue as can be. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. The sun outside my window is as yellow can be. Fiddle-dee-dee, outside my window, as yellow can be, and the sky is as blue as can be. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me. The grass outside my window is as green as can be. Fiddle-dee-dee, outside my window, as green as can be, and the sun is as yellow can be, and the sky is as blue as can be. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me.
All right.
Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow round me.
I'm going to do it at the last. Look at these 2 small rings right here. You want to make these 2 rings? Those are not rings, those are